Good evening. Skyrim has a great many books, most of which are easily overlooked as dungeon clutter or shelf decoration. In most playthroughs, they're usually ignored entirely, unless it's the bound bow spell in Fort Amor. You know the one. Oh, that's the good stuff. But there is a good bit of lore in each of them. My intention is to eventually cover Skyrim's various books in their entirety. Maybe not every single one though, as there are hundreds, not necessarily, but I wouldn't rule it out. And I'll throw in some silly voices, accents, cadences here and there, should I feel the books demand it. This video is something of a proof of concept, a multi-part series wherein I take time to sit and read aloud for your viewing pleasure the many books of Tamriel. With that out of the way, let us begin. Sit back, relax, put this on in the background or the second monitor, and allow me to read you the Mythic Dawn Commentaries. Greetings, novitiate, and know first a reassurance. Mankar Camoran was once like you, asleep, unwise, protonymic. We mortals leave the dreaming sleeve of birth the same, unmantled save for the symbiosis with our mothers, thus to practice and thus to reproachment. Until finally we might through new eyes leave our hearths without need or fear that she remains behind. In this moment we destroy her forever and enter the domain of Lord Dagon. Reader, this book is your door to that domain, and though you be a destroyer, you must submit to locks. Lord Dagon would only have those clever enough to pause, all else the Orbis claims in their fool running. Walk first, heed, the impatience you feel is your first. Enter as Lord Dagon has written. Come slow and bring 4 keys. Know that when you are royalty, a new breed of destroyer whose garden shall flood with flowers known and unknown, as it was in the Mythic Dawn, thus shall you return to your first primal whale and yet come out different. It shall this time be Neo-Nimbiosis, master akin to master, whose mother is Miasma. Every quarter has known us, and none bore our passing except with trembling. Perhaps you came to us through war, or study, or shadow, or the alignment of certain snakes. Though each path matters in its kind, the path is always thus. Welcome, novitiate. That you are here at all means you have the worthiness of kings. Seek thy pocket now and look. There is the first key, glinting with the light of a new dawn. Night follows day, and so that his primary insight shall fall alike unto the turbulent evening sea, where all faiths are tested. Again, a reassurance. Even the usurper went under the lilac before he rose up to claim his fleet. Fear only for a second. Shaken belief is like water for a purpose. In the garden of the dawn we shall breathe whole realities. Enter as Lord Dagon has written. Come slow and bring 4 keys. Our order is based on the principles of his mighty razor. Novitiate, questing knight, chaplain and master. Let the evil ones burn in its light as if by the excess of our vision. Then shalt our knowledge go aright. However, recall that your sight is yet narrow, and while you have the invitation, you have not the address. My own summons came through a book Lord Dagon wrote himself in the deserts of rust and wounds. The name is Mysterium Xarxes, Aldmira Targa Aggregate, the forefather to the wife of all enigma. Each word is razor-fed and secret, thinner than cataclysms, tarnished like red drink. That I mention it at all is a testament to your new rank, my child. Your name is now cut into its weight. Palace, hut or cave, you have left all the fog worlds of conception behind. Numantia, liberty, rejoice in the promise of paradise. Endlessly it shall form and reform around you, deeds as entities, all systems only an hour before they bloom to zero sums, flowering like vestments, divine raiments worn to dance at Lord Dagon's golden feet. In his first arm, a storm, his second the rush of plagued rain, the third all the tinder of Anu, and the fourth the very eyes of Padhome. Feel uplifted in thine heart that you have this first key, for it shall strike high and low into the worm rot out of false heavens. Roaring, I wandered until I grew hoarse with the gospel. I had read the mysteries of Lord Dagon, and feeling anew went mad with the overflow. My words found no purchase until I became hidden. These were not words for the common of Tamriel, whose clergy long ago feigned the very existence of the dawn. Learn from my mistake. Know that humility was Mankar Camoran's original wisdom. Come slow and bring 4 keys. Offering myself to that daybreak allowed the girdle of grace to contain me. When my voice returned, it spoke with another tongue. After 3 nights, I could speak fire. Red drink, razor fed, I had glimpsed the path unto the garden, and knew that to inform others of its harbour, I had to first drown myself in the Searcher's sea. Know ye that I have found my fleet, and that you are the flagship of my hope. Greetings, novitiate. Mankar Camoran was once like you, asleep, unwise, protonymic, but am no more. Now I sit and wait to feast with thee on all the worlds of this cosmos. Numantia, liberty. Whoever so findeth this document, I call him brother. Answers our liberations were the slaves of Malbioj that came to know Numantia cast down their jailer king, Maztiak, whose carcass was dragged through the streets by his own bone walkers, and whose flesh was opened on rocks thereon, and those angels who loved him no longer did drink from his honeyed ichors, screaming, "Let all know free will and do as they will." Your coming was foretold, my brother, by the Lord Dagon in his Book of Razors. You are to come as idols drop away from you one by one. You are exalted in eyes that have not yet set on you. You, swain to well-travelled to shatterer of mantles. You, brother, are to sit with me in paradise, and be released of all unknowns. Indeed, I shall show you his book, and its foul and many-feathered rubric, so that you can put into symbols what you already know. The sphere of destruction is but the milk of the unenslaved. I fault not your stumbling, for they are expected and given grace by the oils. I crave not your downfalls, though without them you might surpass me, even the coming earth of all infinities. Lord Dagon wishes you no ills, but the momentous, and as he wants, you must want, and so learn from the pages of God this, the ritual of want. Whisper to earth and earth, where the meddlers take no stones except to blood, as blood is blood, and to the cracking of bone, as bone is bone, and so to crack an answer and a fall before the one-on-one. I call you dragon as brother, as king. Hides of Drea, 7 and 7, draught of oil, 1 and 1, circles drawn by wet debelites, 3 concentric, and let their lower blood fall where it may. A birth watched by blackbirds, Hearthfire the first, incant the following when your hearing becomes blurred. Enraptured, he who finally goes unrecorded, recorded the slaves that without knowing turn the wheel, enslaved, all the children of the Orbis as it is. The tower touches all the mantles of heaven, brother Noviates, and by its apex one can be as he will. More. Be as he was, and yet changed for all else on that path for those that walk after. This is the 3rd key of Numantia, and the secret of how mortals become makers, and makers back to mortals. The bones of the wheel need their flesh, and that is mankind's heirloom. Oathbreakers beware, for the traitors run through the Nimic plains, runner dogs of prolix gods. The dragon's blood have hidden a sanction in 6,000 years of ethereal labyrinth, which is arena, which they yet deny as oath-bound. By the book, take this key and pierce the divine shell that encloses the mantle takers, the skin of gold, Scarabaei Orbex. Woe to the oath-breakers of the skin of gold. The Xerxes Mysterium says, be fooled not by the forlorn that ride astray the roadway, for they lost faith, and this losing was caused by the Aedra, who would know no other planets, whereby the words of Lord Dagon instructs us to destroy these faithless. Eat or bleed dry the gone forlorn, and gain that small will that led them to walk the path of the Godhead at the first. Spit or burn to the side that which made them delay. Know them as the Namoli. Every new limb is paid for by the underknown. See, brother, and give not more to the Hydra. Reader, you will sense a shadow choir soon. The room you are in right now will grow eyes and voices. The candle or spell light you read this by will become gateways for the traitors I have mentioned. Scorn them and fear not. Call them names, call out their base natures. I, the man-carved stars, am with you, and I come to take you to my paradise where the tower traitors shall hang on glass racks until they smile with the new revolution. That is your ward against the Namoli. They run blue through noise, and shine only when the earth trembles with the eruption of the newly mantled. Tell them, go, Gartok Aumnem, God is come, Numa Mora, Num Dalainem. Once you walk in the mythic, it surrenders its power to you. Myth is nothing more than first wants, unutterable truth. Understood laws of the arca nature will always fall away like heat. First tower dictate, render the mutant bound where he may do no more harm. As god of the Mundus, alike shall be his progeny, split from their divine sparks. We are 8 time 8 exarchs. Let the home of Padme see us as sole exit. Kaim, those who know it can reshape the land, witness the home of the Red King once jungled. He that enters paradise enters his own mother. E Alma Ruma. The Orbus endeth in all ways. Endeth we seek through our dawn. All endeth. Falter now and become one with the wayside orphans that feed me. Follow and I shall adore you from inside. My first daughter ran from the Dagonite road. Her name was Ruma, and I ate her with no bread, and made another, which learned, and I loved that one, and blackbirds formed her twin behind all time. Starlight is your mantle, brother. Wear it to see, I add its light to paradise. May the holder of the fourth key know the hearts thereby. The Mundux terrene was once ruled over solely by the tyrant Draeth kings, each to their own dominion, and border wars fought between their slave oceans. No one that lived did so outside of the sufferance of the Draeths. I give my soul to the Magna Gi, saith the joyous in paradise, for they created Mehrunes the Razor in secret, in the very bowels of the League, the domain of the upstart who vanishes. Though they came from diverse waters, each get shared sole purpose, to artifice a prince of good, spinning his likeness in random swathe, and imbuing him with oblivion's most precious and scarce asset, hope. Deathlessly I intone from paradise, Mehrunes the thief-taker, Mehrunes God's body, Mehrunes the red arms that went up, Numantia, liberty. Deny not that these days shall come again, my novitiates. For as Mehrunes threw down League and cracked his face, declaring each of the 19 and 9 and 9 oceans free, so shall he crack the serpent crown of the Cyrodiils and make federation. All will change in these days as it was changed in those. All will change in these days as it was changed in those. For by with the magic word Numantia, a great rebellion rose up and pulled down the towers of Caim el Garij, and the Templars of the upstart were slaughtered, and blood fell like dew from the upper wards down to the lowest pits, where the slaves with monarchical faces took chains and teeth to their jailers, and all hope was brushfire. Your dawn listens, my lord. Let the Orbis know itself to be free. Mehrunes is come. There is no dominion save free will. Suns were riven as your red legion moved down from Liege to the hinterlands of Chill. a legion for each Get, and Kuri was thrown down, and Juff was thrown down, and Hormagail was crushed with cold salt and forevermore called Hor. And so it shall be again under the time of Gates. Under the Mayas, the Malbios was thrown down, that old city of chains, slaked in new-bone warmth and set free. Gulsh and more Gulsh were thrown down together in a single night of day, and shall it be again under the time of Gates. Nothing but woe for Nirn, which has become the pit, and 7 curses on its Dreath, the Vermain Imok. But for it the Crusades would be as my lord's creation. Get by the key, and do as thou wilt, of no fetters but your own conscience. Know that your hell is broken, people of the Orbis, and praise the Numantia, which is liberty. Thank you for tuning in to what I hope will be a good bit of fun. Skyrim has a place in my heart, as I'm sure it has one in yours, and this is sort of my way of realising that. Thank you for watching. I bid you all a good night.